The Las Vegas Raiders hired Pete Carroll with one goal in mind: elevate the franchise immediately. They were not looking for a long rebuild, not with a 74-year-old head coach. They wanted competitiveness, energy, and results. Instead, they look even worse than before. Their issues were exposed under the bright lights of Monday Night Football. The Raiders were blown off their own field by a Dallas Cowboys team that has been far from dominant. Since that shocking opening win against the Patriots, the Raiders have spiraled. One win and far too many losses have pushed them to the bottom of the league, and that single victory came against the Tennessee Titans, a team struggling just as badly. It is surprising, but the Raiders actually performed better under Antonio Pierce. His winning percentage was low, yet it still beats what Carroll has produced so far. And Carroll has a veteran quarterback in Geno Smith, who once flourished in Seattle but has fallen apart in Las Vegas. The Raiders tried to improve immediately by drafting Ashton Jeanty with a high pick, something no rebuilding team should do. Yet they barely use him. They also made Chip Kelly the highest-paid coordinator in NFL history, but the offense has only declined. They were among the worst teams in scoring and yardage last season, and now they have slipped even further. Instead of developing young talent, they are giving snaps to Tyler Lockett, a 33-year-old receiver who was released by the Titans earlier this season. His connection to Carroll is obvious, but the decision makes little sense for a team that needs growth, not nostalgia. The Raiders have lived through plenty of losing seasons, but this step backward stings. They made moves aimed at being competitive right now, even if they were never catching the Chiefs or Chargers. And yet the product on the field has worsened. For a franchise that wanted progress, this feels like a complete failure. Carroll's legacy is undeniable, from USC dominance to bringing a championship to Seattle. But he will be 75 next season, and the Raiders have shown no sign of improvement under his leadership. It is difficult to see how the future becomes brighter without major changes. Elsewhere in the league, Sam Darnold reminded everyone how quickly the narrative can shift. 4 interceptions against the Rams raised old doubts, even though he had carried Seattle to a strong start. One bad game is not a collapse, but another could spark real concern. And in Atlanta, Raheem Morris faces rising pressure. A painful overtime loss to Carolina and a devastating injury to Michael Penix Jr. leave the Falcons sliding. Kirk Cousins has struggled, and the season feels like it is slipping beyond recovery. Across the league, the tension is rising and the pressure is mounting. The coming weeks will determine who survives the chaos and who gets swept away by it.